As you come out of junctions like this, you need to use the other side of the road to avoid hitting the curb. Approach at a low speed and check there is nothing coming before committing to the turn. Be prepared to stop. These lanes are narrow. Use good all-round checks to ensure that you know what is going on around you and stop, or give way if needed. In Paul bus station, there is a speed limit of 10 miles an hour. Although 5 miles an hour is more sensible most of the time, be aware of pedestrians, and consider that you need to give way to buses, which are reversing from the stands. Stop if needed. Adhere to signals from bankspersons. There is a bend in the road on approach to roundabouts like this. Employ keen observations to stay mindful of fellow road users. Be attentive to the varying speeds at which vehicles may navigate this roundabout and others along the route. There are multiple pedestrian crossings on this route. On approach to zebra crossings, traffic light controlled crossings, and pedestrian islands, ensure you are managing your speed in order to be able to stop comfortably if needed. There are telegraph poles very close to the edge of the road here. Be mindful of how close any projections may come to items of roadside furniture. This applies especially when passing other vehicles and pulling into bus stops. There is a school on this road. Take care at school run times. There are a lot of cars parked here at some times. Keep a low speed and consider that a child could run out from behind a parked car. It is not possible to avoid the cycle lanes all the time. If you need to use the cycle lane, then give way to cyclists at all times. There are pedestrian crossings on the approach to and exit from some roundabouts. Give way to pedestrians showing the intention to cross. When traffic merges in turn like this, then use good all-round observations and be willing to stop and give way. Double mini roundabouts can be confusing for some road users. Negotiate these roundabouts at a speed that allows you to keep good all-round observation, and slow or stop if necessary. There are 2 schools on this road. Take care at school run times. There are a lot of cars parked here at some times, including cars parked on double yellow lines. Pass with care, keeping up good all-round observations. This road is known for having lots of parked cars, traffic calming measures, and blind bends. Approach all of these slowly and be willing to stop and give way if needed. Remain courteous to other road users. Turnings like this can require overhang over the pavement. Be aware of vehicle projections and overhangs when turning, and keep a sharp eye out for pedestrians and street furniture, as well as good observations to check for rear-end sweep. This is a tight right turn. Approach slowly and make sure you have room to make the turn before committing. There is a traffic island and a lamppost on this turn, so be aware of your length and projections. Be aware there are low bridges in this area. Never leave the route at any time without authorization from a supervisor, and adhere to all road signs. Both sides of the road are needed on exit from this turning. Be patient and wait for a sufficient gap in traffic, turning slowly and undertaking good observations. Proceed with caution in areas like this. There can be a lot of pedestrians. It is known for people to cross here without looking. Always be prepared to stop safely. There can also be cars looking for somewhere to park and not paying full attention. Use low speed and lots of observations through Bournemouth Square. Anticipate what could happen and plan accordingly. This is the end of the 16 route. From here the route is the 17 from Bournemouth to Poole bus station. Areas like this have lots of pedestrians and narrow roads. Proceed with care and stop if needed. Never squeeze through a gap. When entering lay-by bus stops, use low speed. And lots of observations. Bus stops with shelters like this one can present a hazard. There is a risk of striking the bus stop with the bus body or mirror arm. Be aware of any intending customers or pedestrians and stop if needed. In some areas of the route, like here, there are trees close to the edge of the road. Look out for branches or trees which have drooped over time, and do not drive too close to the road's edge. If there is a tree there, this is particularly important after bad weather. When passing parked cars, good observation and forward planning are needed on approach. Manage speed according to conditions, and remain courteous to other road users by giving way to them if needed. This roundabout does not flow as well as some others. With effort, it is possible to negotiate this roundabout within the lane markings, and that is what we should be doing at all times. Use correct speed and good all-round observations to do so safely. This roundabout has narrow lanes on approach. It is possible to approach this roundabout without impeding on the other lane. When turning right at junctions like this, remember to conduct tail swing checks before moving off. There is a school on this road. Take care at school run times. There are a lot of cars parked here at times. Pass with care, keeping up good all-round observations. The rest of the route now uses the same roads and has most of the same hazards as the outbound journey. When turning right at this junction, wait for a gap in traffic, as you will need to use some of the other lane with your overhang. Wait until you are past the solid white line before moving into the left-hand lane. When pulling into a stand in the bus station, use good all-round observation and good steering technique, as well as using low enough speed to enable you to stop with short notice if needed.